Record.
Dude, you're
There we go. All right. Hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to this podcast video. I am the Ninjaneer. We are joined today by Malcolm Jessup Jr., my best of friends and fellow engineer who
eh,
skewed away from that path uh,
we both skewed
precipitously.
away from that path. We're still engineers at heart, Jeff. That's what matters.
That is exactly what matters. He ended up in IT. I ended up in satellite communications. It is worlds apart from engineering, except for the math part. So yeah, that's oh,
Eh, Except for the fact that the companies that we support are still doing engineering. I'm on the other side of this wall is about $10 million worth of stuff that's going to go to space. So
that's pretty neat. Yeah,
yeah,
about to say I'm going to be communicating with the stuff that you're sending into space. So
in Florida. So
that's what's up. Yeah. So for those of you who didn't know, with respect to my daily life, I am actually a satellite communications specialist. I work with a lot of fancy things and people that I'm not allowed to talk about. But yeah, I was made privy to the fact that Malcolm's company actually does make satellites and things for some of the people that I am supposed to help bridge the communication gap with. So yeah.
So, in
Um,
other words, Jeff and I both actually work for companies that are well. Jeff, you're working for the government more directly than I am, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm actually on
Yeah.
a government contract currently. So,
And my company is on a government contract with aerospace and NASA in terms of creating certain fuselage parts, fairings, and other parts for various SLS, like the SLS rocket here. Uh, so I'm based out of Huntsville. And
right.
what else are we doing? We're also building, we have several actual satellite manufacturing contracts for both the US government and NASA and Amazon and two other companies. So we build those satellites out of our Florida office, which I will be.
So sidebar, we have already gotten off topic.
Oh no, just background stuff. We haven't gotten
Yeah,
off topic.
background is funny because
We
we're
just
like,
chatting it up.
yeah, we could literally talk all day about what we do because we both happen to enjoy what we do. Fair enough. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this thing to be side by side because it hates me. Um, okay, let me put, no, let me put, oh, come on. All right, so we're gonna try something different.
We're gonna try.
Speaker, see if that will work. So yeah, I've been fiddling around with this application for some time now, and it still will not consistently let me uh put my the two views of our cameras side by side. Uh
Oh, it you have to expand the you have to so my setup, I have a 32-inch widescreen
oh yeah, you got it. Okay, okay.
monitor. So I expand it out and you're actually to the left of me. I can move you to the left, right. It's more so your screen resolution.
Yeah, I did notice that, but like MacBook screens are just there it is, finally.
You found
Okay.
it?
Yeah, no, it was the configuration thing, it was the settings thing, but it was also the fact that my AI companion was compromising the width of the screen as well as
Oh, just close it out until you need it. That's all.
yeah,
I do that
I
too.
just popped it out. It's sitting on the side of my screen right now, but
Oh yeah, that'll work too.
yeah. But anyway, we got it finally. Okay.
Yes.
So this particular podcast, because we are both interested in the concept of renewable energy, electric vehicles, vehicles in general, really. I just wanted to put this together and kind of talk about some of the topics of the day, some of the stuff that I didn't necessarily talk about in my news videos, because generally speaking, the news videos are very focused on like specific well, in the most recent past, a lot of political stuff, but generally speaking, I want to talk about the stuff that's moving the industry. And so, while these topics are not necessarily moving the industry, they're still very interesting to me. And I figured, no, who better to talk cars with than my best friend from college? So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first things first. There is something of a really neat video that we watched. He so Malcolm is the guy who sends me random car stuff. He sent me the watch that you sent me. I need you to quit sending me stuff that I'm gonna buy. I stop it right
Dude,
now.
That showed up on my algorithm on YouTube, and I
Yeah,
was like, "There's no other Honda bro I know harder than Jeff. I need to send this to
fair. So, but thank you, but stop it. I'm gonna be broke before Christmas, y'all. I'm
How
trying.
much did the watch cost?
Huh?
How much did
It
the watch
wasn't.
cost?
It wasn't expensive, but I still clicked on it, and I was like, I don't need this.
Like,
I'm gonna
I
stop.
don't need it. I want it. I need to get it.
Hmm.
They'll just have Sharice get it free for Christmas.
There you go. I throw that on the wish list. Hey, this is a thing, and so
Just the thing, just put it out there. You don't have to, you don't have to get it, but I would like it if you're feeling in a gift mood for me for Christmas.
yeah, let's
Just
throw
put it out there.
putting it out in the ether. But yeah, so he sends me different car videos all the time. And like I said, while most of them don't really make it into my videos, I'm like, dude, this would be a great topic to talk about. So I am going to share my screen and it's going to mess up
Okay.
again, I almost guarantee.
Probably
Um,
is.
let's see, we're gonna share and oh, it worked.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I can still see you, you can still see me. I think we're
Yep.
all right, cool. So I'm gonna mute this because I don't want to get copywritten or something. Um, this topic I actually did speak on in my news video, but I didn't really say
Which
much
one?
on it except for the fact that I was a little bit apprehensive about some of the claims they made because of the way that they made them, the way they framed them. But
Okay.
yeah, we're just gonna kind of talk about the video while it's playing in the background. Ooh. But yeah, this video is basically the Chevy Silverado being hypermiled to more than 1,000 miles. The
A
most
little bit over
interesting,
1,000.
yeah, a little bit over 1,000, like you said, 1,052.
1,059 and 59.2 miles.
1,059.2. Okay, so this thing got more than 1,000 miles. Regardless of how it did it, it was able to
It
do it
did it.
right. And so the first thing that I wanted to talk about in this topic, while the video is playing in the background, but yeah, the first topic that I wanted to speak about specifically is that the the concept of a vehicle this big and this heavy going this far
Because
is
how big is that? How let's see, how big is the Silverado EV?
it is heavier. Sorry, it is almost as heavy as the Hummer.
Yeah, because the Hummer is like clocks in at about almost 9,000 pounds.
Yes, it's close to 9,000. I think the Chevy Silverado is closer to
Oh
seven
no,
or
it actually
8,000.
is almost the same. It's at this trim level that they're talking about, which
Hmm.
it's not the work truck. This is the RST edition that they're using.
Sure.
And according to a quick AI Google thing, so we're
Oh.
using AI Google to search, is pulling up the information from Chevy's website. The trim level that they're using is the RST first edition, and it's
Mhm.
8,780 pounds. So this is a big boy of a truck.
Yeah, so it's basically another Hummer. Holy biscuits.
It's almost the Hummer is over 9,000.
Right. It's overnight. See, we need right there, right in that moment, we need
Like
that.
just it's over 9,000.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, see, this is what we do regularly. I don't even understand what happened right then, except, magic.
We're also big into anime too. So for our viewers listening, that's
Oh,
you know. If you don't, go watch some Dragon Ball. Just
so
start at Dragon Ball and let us know when you get to that point.
the number of people in my audience that knew about anime was a little bit surprising. One of my favorite YouTubers that talks the same kind of stuff that I do, they were like, "Oh, you're talking about Dragon Ball Z?" I'm like, "What? You understood the reference?" Yeah, so that happened, and I was confused and happy at the same time. But
Pause right quick, Jeff.
yes.
So right here, just getting us a little bit back on track. They're talking about the media director from General Motors is
Mhm.
talking with some of the test engineers from the Silverado program from Chevy.
Mhm.
Just give you more background. One of the reasons why I was really in tune to this, I subscribe to Chevy's YouTube page. Right
Mhm.
now, the location that they're in that they did the hyper milling at
Yeah.
is what's called Belle Isle. Now, if
Okay.
a lot of people, so this is back in Detroit.
Hmm.
Belle Isle is the largest, shout out to my New York haters, the largest city park in the nation. It is bigger than Central Park in New York.
That
It's
is cool.
known for its wonderful scenic views. It's right in the middle of the Detroit River between us in Michigan and Detroit and Canada.
Hmm.
It also has Formula One. Oh, not Formula One. Yeah, yeah, it's got a Formula One racetrack on there.
Hmm.
Every so many years we do have the Detroit Grand Prix and other racing events on there. So they were using the racetrack part of the road at Belle Isle to do this hypermilling. So
Hmm.
right now they're in like the director's interviewing some of the engineers talking about what the record is. And I think the record at the time was 700 or 850 miles, if I'm not mistaken, before
It was
Chevy blew out the water. They
seven.
showed it a little bit
Yeah, it
earlier.
was 749 if I remember. Oops,
That's it.
875. There it is. So
There you go.
875 miles is the current record until they broke said record here. Yeah, the first thing I wanted to say about this particular video, as I was watching it, I was deeply intrigued at how they managed to do this, and they kind of explained their process and things like that. And I think a lot of that is because there were going to be some serious skeptics about, this particular topic. Um,
Hmm.
one thing that I thought was a little bit unique when it comes to this particular video is they gave a list of the caveats for, when it comes up, but they gave a list of the caveats
There it is.
for what exactly constituted a run.
Hypermill,
Yeah,
a
and
hypermill
so
run.
the first thing that I noticed is 20 to 25 miles per hour was the maximum range of speed that they were allowed to go. I thought that was uh, the first thing I thought was it's not necessarily practical to go 25 miles per hour anywhere but school zones
Exactly.
and neighborhoods and things like that. So basically, you'd be perpetually driving around a neighborhood for a thousand
That's
miles.
exactly it. It's one of the reasons
Um,
why they picked Belle Isle because Belle Isle's speed limit. And once again, being from Detroit, I used to hang out. Uh, yeah, Belle Isle speed limit when not in racetrack form. The racetrack is the actual road.
mhm.
So, and when the racetrack is not in use, the track is a regular road, and the speed limit for Belle Isle is 25 to 30 miles per hour.
Hmm.
So it's one of the reasons why it was tested. The track is big enough to where they can just take the truck out there, go along with I guess light neighborhood city driving. It has the essence of real world application because they are on a public road.
Mhm.
Even though it is a track, it's like I said, it's a track when there's a track event. When there's not a track event, this is a normal road around the park.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's where they kind of said, "Dude, we did it in real world testing." You did technically.
Okay. So that actually brings up a question. Is that the best maintained road in the city then? Because
Well, it is. A lot of people also know too that Detroit, recently came out of bankruptcy. The state of Michigan now is managing our park. One
Mhm.
of the things that the state of Michigan did do was repave the roads. So the roads are actually pretty smooth. Um, Bearing some bumps here or there, some potholes. It's still Michigan. We still get winters. We still throw salt down. So
Hmm.
it's well enough maintained.
Gotcha. Okay. So for the majority of the test, no passengers in the truck.
No
Um,
additional weight.
this part I thought was very real world because I don't know if you've noticed, but 9/10 of the gigantic lifted, 30-inch rim trucks around here only have a single individual behind the wheel. And so I'm like,
Exactly.
personally, I'm like, I don't know why you need, Goliath to tote around David. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah,
Yeah,
I see
it's
that.
the American look. That's all it is. I mean,
It
you should
really
see the
is.
parking lot out here. I'm down in the south in Huntsville, and yeah, like it's tons of heavy F250s,
Mhm.
Silverado 2500, GMC 2500s, Ram 2500s, and I'm like, you have a bigger than standard pickup truck, and it's just you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's funny. I There was a guy that lives in our neighborhood. who has a like the kind of truck that has the four wheels on the back.
Oh, the
Um,
dually.
yeah, the dually. There you go. And so he has a dually, and I have never, not once in my life, seen him tow anything. So he drives
You
this
don't need a dually if you don't have a fifth wheel trailer of any sort, you should not need a dually. I
precisely. And yeah,
just
I always wanted to mention that to him, but I feel like I offend his soul because he's a really big car guy
I've
too.
told two people out here at my job, I was like, why do you have a dually? What are you towing?
It's like, what are you doing with that? Why? But yeah, let's see. Windshield wiper arms were set to the lowest acceptable position.
So instead of here, they're like even lower into the cowl.
Yeah, so that d it made sense to me because I've actually seen
They
when
create a little bit of drag.
yeah, when I put my vehicle's windshield wipers on, like it'll go back and forth, especially on intermittent, and just wait somewhere. If you turn it
Hmm.
off, it kind of like turns itself down a little more. I'm assuming
Yep.
there's a setting that will turn it down further than that, and that's what they're talking about here.
Well, General Motors, Jeff, I don't know if you remember when I had my Cadillac.
Mhm.
Cadillac tried to, and I think Lincoln did this too. It was a real big luxury push in the 90s to
Mhm.
have your windshield wipers like disappear under the cowl to where
Yes.
the sight line of the hood hit the cowl and you didn't see your windshield wipers all until you turned them on. Then they popped up and they went up. So
Yes.
that's all they did. They just redid that. That's all.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because like I said, I know my Acura does that. It'll turn them down a little bit so that it
Hmm.
wind resistance and things like that. But yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't actually hide them all the way. So I guess yeah, that makes sense. They use that same feature.
Yep.
Let's see.
Weight
Tires
reduction, they took the spare tire out. Oh, and the tires were inflated to their highest acceptable pressure for lower rolling resistance.
Yeah. In my head, when I heard that, I'm like, that's dangerous. But I
It
understand
is.
why they're doing it because you want to decrease your rolling resistance and make sure that you're getting as little uh, battery use from, unnecessary friction as possible. So
Yeah,
I
but
get it.
that also brings up my question. Why didn't they just nitrosize the tires?
Oh,
Nitrogen is a lighter gas than oxygen, so
you know what? They might have done that, and we just didn't know because they didn't add it to the list
well,
of
well,
caveats.
no, because if they're making it its highest pressure, then they didn't nitrosize them. They use regular oxygen for that.
Hmm, fair enough.
So, mm.
Spare tire was removed. Yeah, wheel alignment was optimized. What does optimized mean? Is that just like they?
You got to remember too. So with this platform, Jeff, this has the all-wheel steering. So
Yes.
you've got like just like your old Honda, your
Mhm.
Prelude, which would have had like rear counter steer,
Yeah, yeah.
the rear tires turning in opposite direction to up to 30, I think 25 to 35 degrees,
Well,
opposite of the front wheels.
so the rear wheels on the Prelude turned 8 degrees, so it was a much smaller
Oh,
effect.
you had a smaller rate. Yeah,
Yeah,
the truck has a bigger grade,
right.
um, a bigger turning radius, I should say.
Ooh, let me
So
double
with
check
this
that.
kind of thing, that's what they're talking about, really optimizing, like dialing it in, front and rear, front and rear alignment for the Silverado. Oh yeah. What was the Preludes? Was it? Because I do remember your car, it didn't have that much of a turn. Oh,
1.5 degrees. Okay, like I
1.5.
know it's a small degrees. It's in the single digits. So 1.5 according to let's see, 1. Yeah, let's skip past the 5.3 degrees is the official rating on it.
Okay.
So yeah, it much smaller than what the Silverado can do or any modern day rear wheel steering sort of vehicle can do, just because they have uh, different, better, more advanced technologies and stuff like that.
And I misspoke. It wasn't 35. It's I put the decimal point out. It's 3.5 degrees.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Okay, so it's about the same. Maybe there's a some sort of limit where things get wonky in the handling if you move too many degrees.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if those are rear tires, and that's where your strong rear axle is, especially it being a pickup truck, you don't want to make sure that the knuckles the CV joints and knuckles aren't being overly stressed with the natural load or
Sure,
towing.
sure.
So that makes
Yeah, I get
sense.
that. Let's see. Tonneau cover, that's not anything too crazy because I do
Yeah.
remember uh
Pickup trucks get better aerodynamics with the top a tonneau cover over the pickup bed, or you just lower the gate to let the air flow through easier. Either or.
yeah. Let's see. Climate
Force
control
climate
was
control is
turned
turned
off.
off.
That would have driven me insane if the temperature was not perfect the entire time. Like mid 60s so that you can sit in the car and the heat will abate before you cook in
And
your
mind you,
car.
for our audience, they did this test in late June in Detroit.
Okay,
So
so basically 80 degrees was the minimum.
yeah, but not a humid 80
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah, just like a dry heat. Let's see. Test was performed in summer. Oh, they said it. Summer
July.
for optimum ambient temperature for battery efficiency. So they
But
actually,
also want to say one thing too to the climate control. They couldn't turn on the climate control, but the engineers did factor in the drag coefficient for how much you can have the windows down.
hmm.
They only allowed 2 inches of crack in the windows. You can only crack your window max 2 inches.
In
That
the
was it.
80-degree heat. No wonder they switched out drivers so often because they were saying throughout the video, yeah, we had to put this driver in. They stopped and then we put another one in there. Yeah, so
Yep.
probably because they were sweating bullets and they're trying not to pass out.
Well, they're taking the Le Mans thing as well too, because I think they had some of the pit crew, the pit boss crew, a pit boss from Chevrolet's Le Mans team that runs the C this well what Corvette are we on? C8R racing team.
Yeah, we're on the
So,
team.
Corvette, because Chevrolet and Corvette participate in 24 hours of Le Mans. So you definitely have a crew chief that monitors your drivers and knows when to change them out per the race. So this was kind of like Le Mans, but electric Le Mans in the sense of who can last the longest. So that's why they
On to
definitely had
25.
some of their on staff crew from the racing team to help out in terms of how they were going to switch drivers out.
Hmm. Yeah, man. But yeah, no, so kind of uh wrapping this in a bow a bit, the video itself was just kind of a testament to what efficiency can do for a vehicle, something that is mid to upper 8,000 pounds with the equivalent of like 4 gallons of gas in it going 1,000 miles. There's no way to
Mhm.
beat that in a gas car right now. And so
I
yeah, it's like,
know.
you put 4 gallons of gas in a Super Duty and see how far you get. Not very far. So 1,000 miles on what is like 4 gallons of gas and some change
Hmm.
is phenomenal. It's the wave of the future in my opinion, but I don't I don't know. I always have a problem trying to rectify how in the world everybody's not in an EV, and then I remember, oh yeah, this is a place where we value the sound of the V8s and
I mean,
what have you. So,
and to that credit too, Jeff, you're not wrong. I mean, the audience will find out. Me being from Detroit, I'm a big General Motors fan.
mhm.
Uh, Interned at General Motors a little bit when I was in college for a summer. Um, really wanted to work there. Really would love to. And then, 2008 happened with things not going so well financially, the housing prices really affecting other things, and me looking at other opportunities. But
Mhm.
I say all that to say that right now in my driveway, I have not one, but two gas guzzling V8s. I have a Trailblazer SS with a Corvette motor in it, the LS2, and then I have a Monte Carlo SS, a front wheel drive V8 5.3 liter LS4, both making well north of 400 horsepower. I think the Trailblazer makes 500, and my tuned, rebuilt Monte Carlo V8 engine makes 400 and something horsepower going to the
And
front
sound
wheels.
you got to add the caveat, they both sound fantastic. They sound great.
I love how they sound, man. I
Exactly.
I love it. That being said, I test drove the Hummer EV equivalent to the Silverado we're about to see.
Mhm.
Ah, I loved that too, but man, it was quiet. There's
Um,
something about there's something about the raw guttural feel of an engine roaring that they've actually shown studies that, and we'll Google search me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember seeing that they did studies showing that hearing the engine roar can actually raise a man's testosterone.
that sounds wild. Although
Certain
I'm
certain
inclined to
sound
believe it.
frequencies.
Yeah, I'm definitely inclined to believe it. I'm searching it right now. Hold up. Uh,
I remember reading that. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But there's something about it. It's one of the reasons why. I mean, if you look at it, it's one of the reasons. Like, so also the other thing I have too in my garage is a 2022 Indian Springfield, air cooled V twin, and I love how that sounds. I love the rumble, the feel, the shake. There's something so mechanical that connects you to what you're riding on. It's hard to break that.
yeah.
The
So when I looked at an EV for the first time, one of the things that confused me a little bit, but was endearing for a different reason was the fact that it was so quiet. I had never experienced a vehicle that I could not tell was on by the sound. Uh,
exactly,
as I got the opportunity to ride in more electric vehicles in my life, I understood that the quietness, especially in my almost 40s, was refreshing in a way that I did not expect. So even though I am a fan of a really nice sounding engine, the quietness of an EV was oddly comforting for reasons that I cannot explain to you, but was still something that I didn't expect that I still to this day enjoy and want for, the future of my automotive journey. So,
exactly. And here's
uh,
the study right here. The A 2009 study commissioned by Hiscox K
mhm,
found that listening to sports car engine sounds increased saliva, saliva, I'm getting tongue-tied.
I believe in you.
Salivary testosterone levels. And then in 2021, a study also indicated that a luxury car engine's roar could increase testosterone in all participants,
Hmm.
particularly in women.
Fascinating. Throw that study in the chat because I need to do some research because whenever I see a story like that, I'm always curious to see like who exactly put this study together. How did they do their data accumulation? How did they do their research? What were the controls? Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna dig into that study later because that it sounds so fascinatingly far-fetched, but at the same time plausible. Like it's uncanny valley levels of study, and I'm like, I need to know more.
But it explains one of the reasons why when um, people say they want that feel, that sound of an engine, this is what they're going for. That there's something about how it makes us emotionally feel, and then clearly chemical.
Right.
That I mean, the future is coming, and unfortunately, that's going to be something that we're going to lose.
Yeah.
I,
Um, oh, which reminds me, now we're getting to a different sort of topic. What did you think about the Dodge that the electric uh
the frat zone.
yeah, the so when they announced that and they made they revved the engine, I was like, I don't know if they did this because they want to, identify,
Well,
but
Dodge engineers understood they actually were one of the people that championed this study because they
Mhm.
used it. I believe they used it one of their commercials back when the actor who does Dexter was doing the voiceovers
Ah,
for the band's Last Stand kind of deal. When
mhm.
he was doing those commercials, they mentioned the study in one of their commercials. So they Dodge understood what what that sound does to men and women. That's one of
Mhm.
the reasons why they created the frat zone Fretzonic zone thing,
Yeah.
the chamber. Uh, I get what they were doing. I
Hmm.
hated the execution of it.
So I was confused, honestly, because at first I thought they were just piping noise through a speaker or something.
That's exactly what they were doing.
Huh? Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Oh,
had they had a dynamic sound tuned to kind of like they basically took the programming of if you were hitting the gas trigger on Forza
hmm.
or Need for Speed or freaking Gran Turismo, how like pressing the trigger up and down elicits the engine to rev. They
Hmm.
basically took that programming concept, put it to real life application with a car, and said, "Hey, this accelerator pedal is also a trigger switch to rev up the engine, like
Right.
digitally rev it up." So it's
Okay.
the same thing.
Yes.
It's just the
So
speakers sounded terrible.
I heard, so there were different articles talking about this, and so I could never actually figure out whether or not they had figured out how to pipe sound from the electric motor or if they had actually made the, because I had seen both, and I'd even seen a combination of those two thoughts, like somebody put a speaker into a what do you call it, an exhaust pipe and
Mhm.
made the sound that there nobody understood it, and it drove me insane because I was like, I feel like if you guys just asked the people that were over the project, because they were supposed to have, most of the articles that I read were for people that had actually gone to the reveal event, and so
Yes.
you're supposed to have asked that question. Did you just half listen to the presentation and then you were just Googling at the car too much? I don't know. But yeah, there were all sorts of thought processes on what that was supposed to be and how they produced the sound and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd never heard a definitive answer.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was basically they had sat there and recorded from cold start, idle and rev speed all the way up to I think 6,000,
Hmm.
wherever a Hemi's red line is for their 6.4 liter Hellcat V8.
Hmm.
They sat there, recorded all those sounds, and then digitally mapped it to the depression angle of the accelerator pedal
Hmm.
to give it the same kind of uh, feel that you're revving an engine. I
Gotcha.
get the concept. The concept isn't bad, but when you have terrible speakers or the recording didn't sound, it sounded very monotone and muffled. Like, 'cause
It sounded like they
I
were missing
heard
speaker.
somebody here in Huntsville that had one, and I was like, in my very blackness, I was like, somebody of a minority, somebody who understands sound systems, just like installing sound systems in cars could have done a better job of this.
Yeah, no, I feel like that they focus so much on capturing the sound, they didn't really necessarily put much into how the sound was reproduced, and
Yeah, that's
that
exactly it.
yeah, that's probably what ended up costing them on that particular aspect. Because when I did hear it, it did like it reminded me of if somebody had uh, thrown a natural sound into a digitizer, and then
Yep,
this is
yep,
what happens when you throw it out
yep,
the digitizer.
yep. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump into the next topic.
You didn't skip the ad, Jeff.
Oh my gosh, I didn't skip the
So,
ad.
I mean, now granted, if Remarkable wants to sponsor us,
Uh,
I would love to have it, especially these new
you
ones
know
that's
what?
got
Seriously.
color.
Yeah, they're
Those
they're
things are nice.
they're kind of nice. All right. So, we this is another video that he has sent to me. It was a
A
review of the Lucid Air. We did our own review, Malcolm and I, of the Lucid Air. Uh,
couple of years ago, about 2 years ago,
yeah,
that we tried
2 or 3 years
that.
ago, somewhere in there. And this video was very similar in scope
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far as what we talked about.
He just did it funnier than us.
Yeah, they did it. They had some of the weirdest and thought-provoking jokes I've ever heard in a video of this type. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, this is some inspiration for, my next videos or what have you.
Well,
So,
shout out to Regular Car Reviews. I've always subscribed to him. I love him. He's an automotive journalist that
hmm,
his voice is like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Ah, like he's hilarious.
yeah, he's a fun guy. He's
Definitely subscribe to Jeff, but definitely make sure to subscribe to Regular Car Reviews as well too. He's hilarious. If you want to hear an unbiased opinion on a regular car
Oh,
per
I
se.
just started this video. What are we doing with the
The
commercial?
video's almost 20 minutes long, so it's got multiple ads.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, so there's this thing that happens every now and again where I will pause the video for a long time and then it'll play through a commercial and then
Oh,
15 or 20 seconds later it'll bring up another commercial. Yeah, that I don't know what that's about. But anyway, yeah, no, these
I
guys
don't know.
are solid reviewers. Like I've always um looked for different sorts of inspiration in what I wanted to do with the channel and things like that. And these guys are like, okay, if I were to ever slip into the realm of car reviews, I would want to be like these guys. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yep. But yeah, so one of the things that they mentioned in this particular video that I thought was kind of novel or unique was
What's
the
that?
way they expressed how people fit into the car. Let me see if I can, not intro.
I know where you're talking about. I don't remember where he said that at.
Maybe it was in here somewhere. Let me see. Let me see. No, I know it was when a bunch of people were getting into the car at once. I know they talked about it, or maybe when he was sitting in the car. Oh, okay, nope, there it is.
I
Okay, so the
the
way he
trunk.
just yeah, the way he described the trunk and the cabin space was very reminiscent of what I thought when I first looked at it when we went to go review it. I was like, I don't understand
The
how
clam.
this opening is going to be helpful for getting
Oh
things.
no, the clamshell design for the trunk. It's different. Oh boy, it's different. Well, it's not different in the sense that no, it's never been done before. It's different in the sense the last time we saw a clamshell design trunk was on a car from the 1920s.
Hmm.
With you have like a boot kind of trunk, an actual steamer trunk out the
Mhm.
back of your Duesenberg.
He said
So,
Duesenberg.
first car that
Goodness.
came to mind. I could have said Packard.
You could have. It's whenever the Duesenberg just brings up like that was the when somebody mentioned the name, I always thought like I need to extend my pinky finger now because you've
Oh, of
talked
course,
about the
because the
Duesenberg
Duesenberg
and
that
you're
was
going to
that was the only true American car to ever go against Rolls Royce. That
exactly.
was so fancy.
Yes,
Oh,
and so I'm about to sip my boba tea with my pinky extended.
boba tea. What kind of ethnic drink is that, Lord Jefferson? We don't drink boba. We drink hard brandy with our cigars.
Ah,
We're on the
yes.
way to the athletic club to go and sit and gander about our stock options as we sip more brandy and talk about how all the women we're having affairs with while our wives sit at home.
Oh, the madness. But yeah, no, the opening of the trunk always struck me as weird, but they said specifically that, hey, this could have been a sort of a hatchback situation, just this whole thing
And I
opening up.
think you did say that. I think you did say that when we were
Yes,
driving it. Like you did say, like, why couldn't they have just done a hatchback? And I was
exactly.
like, well, Jeff, if you do the hatchback, the belt line, if you look at the window between the window and the body, the
Mhm,
belt line would get messed up a bit. Like it doesn't, because then you're having to rehatch on the top of the glass, and that
mhm.
messes up it, it affects the aesthetic feel of it.
Okay, I see that. Like aesthetically speaking, it was the right decision, but from a trunk and practicality perspective, it
No, because
not their
because
best.
he does go through like how bad the design is because you're going to hit your head, and
Mhm.
I think I hit my head. I hit my head when we opened it, so I
Yeah.
was like, I get it. That was exactly it.
Absolutely. So, one thing that was kind of undeniable when it came to the Lucid in general was just how disgustingly fast it was. Uh, I don't think I've ever had like even when I test drove the Model 3 back maybe 5 or 6 years ago. This was before my channel, by the way, but when I test drove it and I my eyes were open to the EV world, that level of speed was like, oh shoot, this was so crazy. I don't think I'm ever going to experience that again. And then the Lucid just kind of blew the doors off of it. I'm like, okay, I how much faster can we? Are we just gonna like immediately
And my
start at light speed? Like, what's going on right
and mind you, we had a test demo. What happened was, let me give you some background for our audience. Uh, this was the last day I was out in Denver 1 year. I was out there for work and Thanksgiving.
now?
And my flight flew out from Denver that evening.
Yeah.
So Jeff and the family, your wife and your two kids came with us. We had church there. And then afterwards, I was like, yeah, packing up, ready to go. But I was like, hey, man, there's a Lucid dealership in the upscale mall in Denver. I forgot which mall it is. And I just wanted to come by and see it. I just
Hmm.
want to see it because we here in this part of the South in Alabama, the closest dealership is either in Dallas or in Miami.
Hmm.
Not going to any place anytime soon. So like, I just want to go there and see it. We got up there, and the dude was like, "I mean, we got some in the garage. You want to go test drive?" I was like, "Yes,
Yes,
yes,
please.
please, yes, please." We got in it. Your wife and the girls got in the back seat, which was like,
Hmm.
if you're familiar with what is it, an executive limousine is,
Hmm.
basically, give for context, look up the Audi A8L or a Mercedes S-Class. I think an S-Class 550 or 580. Those are what you call an executive saloon, meaning that the rear seat has extra legroom in the back compared to the standard, say, A8 or Mercedes S-Class or BMW 7 Series.
Sure.
Those and the Lucid has that extra, it feels like an executive saloon.
Hmm. Yeah. So I noticed this thing does have a really long
Yeah, because this is it's
long side
the,
profile.
the extra length is in the rear seat.
Right. And I see that because the rear door is actually bigger than the front door.
Hmm.
So yeah, it I will say that the Lucid did feel like it had a ridiculous amount of space in the back. My wife was like almost fully extended. Her legs were out. The kids
Yep.
were like trying to figure out where to put their feet. There's wee!
I
But
mean, they fell asleep through it. They fell asleep while we were driving.
exactly.
All three of
So
them. I look back at the rear mirror. I was like, Jeff, all your girls are asleep.
yep, KO. But yeah, just ridiculously comfortable seats, ridiculously interesting that they were able to put all of this into the car. And it was funny because I was in my head, I'm like, something has to give, and it ended up being the trunk. But everything else about that car was, I wouldn't say that I would like if I had $160,000 to spend, that's I don't know if that's where I would spend it, but if I had everything else I wanted and then I had $160,000, then I'd be like, you know what? That
Well,
Lucid
I
is
think even right now the price is a little bit lower. It should be like
yes.
160 is one of the higher trims. You can
Yeah,
still do it for about 120 or 100 or 90. I know they lowered the price a little bit. Yeah,
yeah. They've yeah, though that's a used, but
as used. What's it brand new? Go to the site itself.
yeah, let's just lucid.com this thing real quick. If I could type.
Because I think when I was up there about those 2 years ago, it was about 100 and the one we test drove was about 121 to 25.
Okay.
Dynamo.
I don't understand what happened there. You know
Just
what?
uh,
Lucid website.
I think you're still on images. I think that's yeah. Go to all, not AI mode.
Oh
Go to
my
all.
gosh.
There
There
you
we
go.
go. Okay.
And
So,
that's that gravity. I want to test drive that gravity next.
yeah, let's check out the Lucid Air.
Oh wow,
Lucid.
649 a
Oh.
month. I totally would lease a Lucid. I
Okay, there we
totally
go.
would.
So the lower trim, the Pure, is 70,000. That's the lowest cost.
Yep, the one that he test drove in the video was the Touring. And yeah, they did lower
Right.
it at 114. That
Yeah.
Sapphire is stupid.
See,
Look at what the Sapphire costs.
Sapphire is w- I don't it that hurts. That hurts my life, my soul,
It it
my everything.
does. It does, but considering the fact that the Sapphire is faster than the Tesla Plaid, the Model S Plaid,
Yeah, but
yeah, no, they're charging hypercar money. I that one, I can't justify. I can't justify that. That at that point, at that price point, that's just bragging rights.
yeah, pretty much. It's like, I have a car that can beat any other car in a straight line for an extended period of time, but it cost me a house. It cost a
Pretty
house.
much, pretty much. That's a house. The Grand Tour, I would do. I would totally do the Grand Tour. That's all I would need. That's all I would want. Or
Mm.
if I or say if I wanted to get both the SUV and the car, I would get the. To be honest, I'll get the Pure or the Touring, and then spend the extra money on the SUV because the SUV is, and that's one thing that Jeff and I noticed too. Both of us have test driven Teslas. You've test driven the Model 3. I've test driven the S.
Look at
The
this. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Look at this man. Look at, ho ho, I am sexy in my SUV. What is that? I'm sorry.
I,
I'm a
you
hater
know,
right now. I'm
you know,
doing
there's a certain level of I don't know if I can say it's like douchiness that comes with that, but
douchebaggery. Yeah, just a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, yes. Now I'm extending my pinky while looking menacingly or giving you my sexy face. Hmm.
But overall, it's like one of the things that Jeff and I were really pouring over with the Lucid was the fact that we've test driven Teslas before,
Yep.
and they're at the same price point as these Lucids. But one thing I know I vocally, vehemently hate
Mm.
is that you're paying for a car. That's also impressive too. You're paying for a car that is a six-figure car, depending on which model you get.
Hmm.
But when you go up to it, the fit, finish, and build quality is just not is not there for what you're paying for. When
Right.
we sat in the Lucid, it felt like an expensive Cadillac. It felt like it can go against the Germans with Audi or maybe not so much Mercedes or BMW, but it was right there. Like I didn't feel like I was getting something cheap.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
it felt like I bought what I paid for. And
Exactly.
I continuously don't get that feeling with Tesla. I it's like why I would struggle to buy one. I almost wouldn't want somebody to give me one because I'd just go and trade in. Because
So, oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, so I was going to say their redeeming quality, in my opinion, is their efficiency, and Lucid even has them beat there. Um,
Oh, it's
and
it I'm actually curious. We've seen General Motors do the thing with the 1,000 miles.
mhm,
I showed Jeff another video explaining the engineering dynamics and the anal retentive attention to detail
mhm,
that person like him and I, how we were in school, would totally understand because
yes,
Jeff and I will tell you, it's like, I thought I was anal retentive when it came to minute details. Jeff is worse than me. And when I when I showed him this video, I was like, Jeff, you're depth like the only other person that could appreciate the level of refinement, detail, and engineering that went into like the only person between him and I would be our other friend Daniel.
right,
That would like they went into such detail about I think they said the only energy loss that they have is literally the one that they can't control, which is the friction of the rubber hitting the freaking asphalt.
yep,
Everything else, from the axles, the engine, like the efficiency of the electric motor, the efficiency of battery power delivery, like everything was efficient. Like
absolutely,
the only thing is lost is quite literally the physics that you just can't stop.
yeah, pretty much. So it's funny because when I watched the video that you were talking about, I was sitting there like, I wonder if they thought about this. Oh, yep, nope, they got it.
Yeah, they
Okay,
did.
wait, did they think about this? Oh, there it is. All right, that's
They
the next
did.
topic. Yeah. So even my most detail-oriented mind moving in to look at this product and the video as it pertained to how they produce the efficiency they did, they didn't miss anything that I could see. I'm sure there's something because nobody's perfect, but
Nobody's perfect,
they did
but
not do a
but
good
damn
job
it,
of
they got
showing.
close.
Yeah, they got close. So yeah, it's wild. It is an interesting place that we are in as far as EVs go because there are so they are so good at what they do already, and
Hmm.
there are so many other things that you can do to make them better that
That's true.
I don't even know what we're going to be talking about as a topic of the cutting edge of EV technology in 5 or 6 years because there's so many places that it can go.
That's true.
I don't know if
Who
you
walked
heard
in?
that. My
No, I
daughter
didn't hear
just
that.
my daughter just died in the hallway, I guess. I don't know what's
Oh
going on
no.
there.
You go check her.
She's like, I'm like, what?
Wait,
What?
which?
What are you doing? Somebody, maybe the cat got her. We'll say the cat got her. But yeah.
Not a cat.
So this guy is a menace, by the way. The cat today decided that he was going to be around us all day, and
Oh
that's
God.
fine, that's whatever. But he would meow in the pauses of our conversation like he was trying to talk to, and I'm
Talk.
like,
My girlfriend's cat does that too. It's like the
yeah,
weirdest thing. He's like, you ain't people.
yeah, you ain't people. What are you doing? What? Stop it. But yeah, so our cat was
Yeah,
doing that today, and
interesting.
yeah, I'm like, okay. So apparently he got the daughter. I'm Sans one daughter. They got her. But yeah, let me see. I'm trying to think of one more topic because we have a few moments left.
Okay.
Um, hmm.
You want to go into the uber rich Rolls Royce's take into luxury? And I'll probably do the Rolls Royce thing because I
Hmm.
looked at I forgot what the new Rolls Royce electric car is. It's based off of
Spectre.
the Spectre. Yeah, that's it. Because Rolls Royce loves their ghosts,
Hmm.
quite literally. This car weighs just as almost as much as the freaking Silverado
What?
because it's Rolls Royce.
It's a car. Help.
It's a car made of solid metal. The handles are metal. The interior switches are stainless steel or brushed polished aluminum. Efficiency doesn't mean a hill of beans to the uber rich. They
Mhm.
just want to make sure that, oh yes, I'm caring for the environment. Yes, didn't you see my Rolls Royce Spectre parked outside front of the country club? Yes, I care. I've got it charging right now with certain solar panels, but efficiency and care for the environment is no substitute for treating oneself to personal luxury. I had to make
Mhm.
sure that my Rolls Royce was bespoke, that my mistress's birthday was aligned in the stars in the cabin in the felt cabin lining. My favorite art piece was adorning the trim level on the interior. It wraps me in my favorite type of buttery smooth leather. Yes, the
Malcolm, I
the
had a moment just now. I don't know if you noticed, but
what?
I was trying to find my mouse. I could not find it, and you saw me
Oh,
refresh
that's
the
what you're
page.
doing.
The mouse was the circle that I was moving. I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, "There's no arrow."
Yeah.
So we are so above it all.
We're above the plebes of peasantry
We don't need
that
to point at what we
we
want.
don't
We
need
just
a
need to,
mouse. You have a circle.
there it
That
is.
is
And just
refinement.
gesture in the direction. That's where we are right now. And now I have the circle and the mouse. Now that's just annoying. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Okay, well,
But
let's do it
yes,
here.
the Rolls Royce Spectre is a spectacle of when old I think Top Gear said it
Mhm.
correctly. The Spectre is when you take an old British castle that was built in the 1600s and try to add modern amenities to it with while you're still keeping that classic design and feel of the old castle. Yes, I've got this old castle, but it's got Wi-Fi. It's got high-speed internet, and it's got a HD television in what used to be the dungeon.
So that's what I think about whenever I go to Sharice's parents. They have
Mhm.
a really old, really solidly built house, and
Oh
the
yeah,
Wi-Fi
of
in there is awful. So
course it is.
yeah, and so I every time that you mention that, I'm like, you know what, this is a core memory. It's bringing back some feelings, and I gotta express that real quick. But
Because
yeah,
I think my parents' house in Detroit will be 100 years old in 2027. The house was built in 1927.
good
The
grief.
Wi-Fi in there was terrible,
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
but
so
it had internet though.
yeah, it had internet, and see that this is the a beautiful silhouette. I
Oh,
have
that's classic Rolls Royce. You can't
it
beat
is
that.
very
This
much
is
so.
what you call a timeless Rolls Royce design. And
Yes.
then when you get up to it, it still has the suicide doors. It still has the umbrella in the door handle,
Hmm.
bespoke Rolls Royce. Everything that still makes a Rolls Royce is in this car. The only thing different is that it is an electric vehicle. I think, a lot, I don't know if some of your viewers may know this. Rolls Royces owned by BMW. When I say owned in the sense that BMW has the official manufacturing rights from, well, not Her Majesty, His Majesty's royal government to manufacture Rolls Royces.
Right.
Um, and the Germans are using the same kind of electric technology that's coming into the BMWs, of course. I mean, God, look at that interior, man.
I was just
That
gonna
is
say
it's
that's
a baller interior.
I don't have words. Like if I were to have imagined my ideal interior and then like said, "Hey, make my ideal interior," and they came back with this, I'd be like, you know what?
You blew away my expectations.
That's pretty close. That you're on it right there. That's not bad. Maybe I would want red instead of the bright orange, but
But see, that's the thing. This is you building this Rolls Royce, Jeff. You
exactly.
wouldn't have orange. You could tell them, I want those inserts to be red, and then you could tell them what you want the stitching on the leather to be. And then you still get an electric car. Now, granted, the range of this thing is still terrible because Rolls Royce isn't about efficiency. It's about how you look when you're present when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
That car has about, I think on a good day, it'll maybe do 280 miles to charge.
So I don't even want to know what the fuel economy is on this thing or the
The
electricity economy.
MPGE, I think that's what they're
MPGE.
calling it,
Yeah.
miles per electric charge or what
Miles per
whatever.
gallon equivalent is
Yes, that's it. That's it. That's
yeah.
it. Miles per gallon equivalent.
They
It's
also
terrible.
use watt hours per mile.
That makes more sense.
It's a circle now. It's okay. It
You're on Rolls
transitions
Royce's
between.
website. It's a circle.
It's a
Just get used to
circle,
that.
and sometimes it's a circle, sometimes it's an arrow. Most of the time, it's a circle, though.
Well, it's the HTML how it's
Yeah.
how it's interacting. But the point what I'm making is with Rolls Royce, General Motors has really created a great platform with the Altinium platform.
Hmm.
And it's being shown not just with the 1,000 mile Chevy, but when you go over to Cadillac,
Hmm.
Cadillac has the new Escalade IQ, which is the electric, and then the Cadillac Celestiq. Because General Motors is now kind of filling themselves again, saying, you know what? Our slogan used to be standard of the world.
Hmm.
We were the innovative company. Rolls Royce used to come to us to get stuff. And that's true. If you actually look up some of the Rolls Royce, even in the 60s, Rolls Royces were using General Motors transmissions. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't know that. So General Motors is like, no, we're going to go back to doing that again. So the Celestiq is their first hand-built Cadillac in
Hmm.
over 70 years. And it's the same level of bespoke treatment that you would get with this Rolls Royce. The difference is that whereas this Rolls Royce will only get you maybe 280, 300 on a good day, the Cadillac Celestiq is going to get you like 450 miles to charge as well too. Hey, Jeff, go and pull up another tab. Go, show
I'll
them.
say you made me curious. I want to see what this is gonna do
Go ahead
here.
and show them.
Uh,
Like, yeah, just go to Cadillac.com.
Huh? Oh
or
yeah.
Cadillac Celestiq. Yeah, it's Cadillac.com.
But yeah. Oh, speaking of
So
the
that's the
Ultium,
IQ right there.
yeah, yeah. Do you know uh
Mhm.
what makes the Ultium platform unique other than the fact that it's a skateboard that can put different types of vehicles on it? Like I never
Gen-
understood that.
General Motors really I think they invested $10 billion into their battery operations. They were
Mhm.
really high on trying to get the best kind of oomph for their charge, meaning they put a lot of, oh man, it looks weird and gorgeous at the same time. There's a lot of mashing of styling from Cadillac in there.
Yeah,
And
old
mind
school
you,
and
this
new
is at
school.
their styling house in Warren, Michigan. I've
Hmm.
actually been out to this area. It's a beautiful show house, Cadillac house within the General Motors proving grounds in Warren, Michigan.
Hmm.
But the Altinium platform, uh, part of the efficiency of it is the type of chemical makeup they have for their lithium ion batteries. That's part of where, and the efficiency of the engine as well too. I still think Lucid is beating them more so on the motor.
Hmm.
I think General Motors has a better battery. It's one of the reasons why I think those two are neck and neck in what they're doing. It's also why I've often theorized that I would love the fact that if General Motors just said screw it, bought Lucid out, and then start incorporating them into the fold or technology wise, then you'd really see some truly great Cadillacs. But then again, I'd also bet too that they'd probably rebrand Lucid as an Oldsmobile. Because back in the day,
Okay.
Oldsmobile, when Ransom E. Olds first started out, he actually did make an electric car.
Nobody
So.
needs to flex this hard. Like what are we doing? I'm sorry. I was looking at this video here. This man is like, it is uncharacteristically bright in my vehicle. I'd rather just have the sunshade over myself and let my family cook in the
Oh
sun.
no, that's
And
the
then
thing.
just
The roof is a digitally paneled shaded roof. If
Mhm.
you don't want the sun over, you can dial it up. Said
Dial it in there.
shade my part of the glass panel, please.
Exactly. It's like
Screw everybody else.
I that's so American, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because it's like,
It's American. It's America. That's what
you
it
pull yourself up
is.
by your bootstraps. I'm gonna go ahead and use my bootstraps over here and hit this button to turn only my solar. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah. Anyway, that's
And Jeff,
unfair
you scroll down
flex.
a little bit more. That's how all the Cadillacs start.
Oh,
When
the little
turn
light show.
Yeah, when you walk up, the Lyric, the Celestique, the Escalade, and whatever the new one they're about to do, they all do this nice, beautiful turn on sequence. Love it.
Hmm. It looks so. This would be something that I'd put on my screensaver and just stare at it because it's visually interesting and it's a little bit hypnotizing, and I'm a little
It
concerned.
is.
Yeah, little bit concerned. Like, was that intentional? Did you guys want us to just stare at it? Just 10 people standing in front of your car and you're trying to leave, and they're just staring at your boot up sequence. Like, what's going on?
I mean, that's a great boot up sequence. I
It
can't even lie.
is.
Scroll down a little bit
Way too
more. Oh, so
good.
that's the rear seat over there. That's the rear panel. What you get in the back seat.
Oh, that's the rear pan. I thought that was the front.
Yes. Nope. That's the rear. Yep.
All right.
5 standard HD interactive displays.
Okay, I see it
Of
right now.
course, Super Cruise that's available across all General Motors platforms. I tried
Hmm.
Super Cruise in the Hummer.
Hmm.
I'll give Tesla this, where Tesla's more interactive with their cameras, but I think this overall is a better system, more so because it's more manual in its application of General Motors is constantly sending cars out there like Google does to get Street View maps.
Yeah.
They send cars out there to actually bitmap the highways, the interstates and US highways so that it's active, and it's constantly updating.
Hmm.
Because it's constantly updating, it has a better understanding of what's going on construction wise. Tesla struggles with construction zones. It's one of the reasons why
Yes,
you
they
saw
do.
them earlier on. They get the crashes and people would die because, I mean, well, one, you saw people sleeping behind the wheel of their Teslas, whereas General Motors' system is not going to let you do that. They actually have several sensors that are pinned to your eyes. And the minute you start doing this, oh, it's going to shake itself to wake you up. And if it doesn't, it'll just pull over to the side of the road and say, you need to go to sleep.
Hmm. Oh, um, you were mentioning construction zones and stuff. I think that there should be somebody, and I know this is somebody's product idea that I'm just giving away for free, but
What's
I
that?
feel like there should be a universal system that tracks the data from various cars on the road, like conglomerates it into a map that is up to date to the hour, to the minute, or whatever, however often they refresh it. And that way, everybody has a comprehensive mapping data that can understand what's going on around you at all times in general. Just a generalized, every car company has access to this thing where they, you have.
That would I know what you're getting at. That would actually literally take an act of Congress. The National Highway and Safety Administration would have to be empowered by Congress because the car companies clearly do that with their new ECUs. There's
Right.
tons of data that's streaming in from all these new cars that, I mean, you'd have to tell Congress would have to say, hey, automakers, you have to feed into the National Highway Safety, yeah, you have to feed into their database so you can get that. It would take that.
Hmm.
It's doable, but it would take an act of Congress to do it.
I wonder if there's like maybe a proprietary system like, oh, we'll install the cameras and stuff for your self-driving system and we run the software, but we can put it on any car. I wonder if the
I wouldn't want the government creating the software.
no, 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 not the government. No, no, no.
Oh, you're talking about just a third party
Yeah, like
software developer.
a software developer that just like builds a
Um,
software from the ground up to correlate
well,
the data.
then, well, then you run into the problem of you have to have it have to be somebody that everybody would agree with.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's the other problem because that's why I say I'd rather have it just be. There's like the council, the computer council that approves standards and practices for computers.
Yes.
Like USB-C will be this. The symbols will be this to identify this and such and so forth. You'd have to have a panel, think tank, or whatever for the automotive industry to agree. Everybody sit at the table and agree that this is going to be this. We'll develop this app, and this is what our data will stream into. That ought to be something like that. But you see how the back seat looks and everything, Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks beautiful. And like it's an executive limousine feel, and it's a hatchback. It
Okay.
it answers the question it answers the dilemma that you had with Lucid. This
Hmm.
is a hatchback. As you can
Right.
see above the lady's left
Right
shoulder.
along
Yep.
here. I'm sorry. Is his mouth open or closed? I can't decide.
I don't know.
I've been
I
trying to
don't
figure.
know.
I've been watching the video, and there's like a couple of seconds where I can't tell. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I see. This is the detail oriented part of my brain is like I need to know if his mouth is open or closed, and I can't, and it hurts. It hurts me. I'm gonna just keep scrolling. But yeah, no, I see the little the hatchback in the back. Like this is
Mhm.
what I would have wanted Lucid to do with their trunk. Still
Keep
have
going
the
down.
huh? Yeah.
Keep going down. Let's see. Oh yeah, they got that crazy color.
Yeah,
And
the
this gives
bright
you some of
yellow.
the spec output as well too.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a modest amount of horsepower and torque. I mean, I guess modest for
Yeah.
super luxury.
About to say it's an uh upper upper mid when it comes to
Yes.
luxury vehicle power.
Yep. The experience. Oh yeah, they have when you buy one of these things, they fly you out to their special studio in New York, um, where their headquarters used to be when the stupid Audi director came over to run Cadillac and just moved. Oh man, that was a stupid time. Anyway,
So
yeah, you get the whole five-star concierge treatment. They bring you to the design studio. There's a whole video with Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz, one of the first people to get one, and
oh,
he actually videoed his whole process.
I
I
did
think the
not know
blue
that.
one is his.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out because I that's pretty wild.
They
It
And
looks
look,
very
oh
deep.
wait, look at here, Jeff. Like I love when, design engineers love to put the lights on so you can see the ebbs, flows, and bends
Oh
of
yeah.
all the panels. Look at that line that goes from the headlight all the way up onto the top creases of the wheel arches. And it
Hmm.
keeps going into the belt line of the doors and then tapers and curves. into the rear wheels. I just I just love how that car is put together.
So this that reminded me of uh oh goodness, I forgot the car company that did it, but there was a commercial where they had the car in like a dark room with like
Mhm.
somebody with a flashlight or something, probably better, like a higher production value than a flashlight, but they had somebody with
Uh,
a light moving across the vehicle in the
I know what
darkness.
commercial you're talking about. I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what car company that was. I
I
know
can't
what you're
remember.
talking about.
But yeah, no, that's what that reminded me of when they had the really well-defined lines and the light hitting it just right and all that kind of stuff. That's what it reminded me of. And I'm like, they did it better in a way because the you see not only just a single line, there's like contours showing
Yes.
the intricacies of the way they designed the doors,
Yep.
the angles and the divots and all that kind of it's yeah, it's really interesting to see. Like I think we just need to do a video on automotive design in general because
Yeah.
that would be there are some really cool things that people do with automotive design that
Yes.
both functional and stunning. So yeah,
Yes.
that'll probably be the
Yeah.
next one, guys. So stay tuned.
What's on the rest of the website? Go and scroll down.
Oh yeah. Oh, so we're not even halfway through it, I don't think. But yeah, we
Oh
got
yeah, they're showing the
old school.
iconic thing. That is the Cadillac Brougham from the 1957. That's a beautiful that I think that's an Eldorado. I think that's an Eldorado Brougham right there. And that's oh man, those cars are just so sought after and
Yeah,
beautiful.
it does say Eldorado on the front. I can't. I was gonna try and zoom in, but I could just look real close and I could see it.
Yeah, that's Eldorado. There's only one word long enough for that to fit in the Cadillac V. That's Eldorado.
Right.
And
Uh,
then that blue. I love the dash, how that HD, that's an HD 4K screen going from the passenger side all the way to the driver's side.
no, this is the kind of blue that I'm scared to have in my car because I would like be so soothed that I would fall asleep and then be like,
Yes.
oh no, I've woken up and my car's pulled over because the blue was too soothing. Like I
Well, like I
can't.
said, it's whatever color you want it to be, but I love that blue.
Oh, I love the.
Whoever bought that car, that is a magnificent blue that would
They're
eventually hurt
also
my eyes and I would hate it looking at it long term.
they are also well rested. So, whoever this is, congratulations to you. You are officially well rested.
Oh yes.
Let's see. Aurora, Mist.
Yeah, they're just going over different kind of possibilities of stuff.
Yeah, just like these are like templates, I guess, and then you just kind of
Yes.
customize based on that.
Yeah. And then it
Um,
goes back to what they have, the IQ, of course, the
mhm.
CT5 Blackwing, but the Lyric. But the
Yeah,
Escalade IQ and the Lyric, oh, they have a Lyric V.
yes, there is.
Oh.
Yeah,
So that one must have the higher horsepower electric motors in that V.
I think so because the way the you notice it's spec 10 or 11,
Hmm.
it's
The
five.
hell, look how much the Escalade is. That's $130,000.
So I expect that from the base model Escalade because it's so darn huge. I have
Yes, it
never been
is.
in a car that felt like I was driving a bus before in my life. Like I drove one of these because a friend of mine had a parent who had one.
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, okay, so we're just driving around in Daddy's Escalade." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what we're doing right now." I'm like, okay, so am I allowed to drive this thing? Because I'm curious. And he was like, yeah, don't crash. I'm like, cool. And so I sit in this thing and I'm like, never mind. I don't need to drive it. I can't even see. It's like a 20-foot. Well, I can't see in front of my vehicle. I'm gonna hit somebody or something. I can't. It's too big. And so like I looked out the front and I was already intimidated because it was like a 14-foot hood. And then you look behind you and you can't the people in the back seat look like ants because it is so far back. So it's like, I can't. I cannot drive this vehicle. I'm going to hurt somebody. I'm going to wreck your dad's car. This is too big. And so
Now
yeah,
you understand why big athletes get Escalades.
exactly. I could see Shaq in an Escalade because he is big enough to justify a car of this magnitude, but I could not. I was like, no, never mind. This is my love of small cars started the day after I drove the Escalade. Yeah.
Oh no. So Jeff, when you were in the military, did you ever
Yes.
drive a Humvee?
I've driven a Humvee. I've driven like the mid-grade transport
Oh,
vehicles.
yeah, that new thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've driven
I know what it
the
was called.
yeah, I don't remember what it's called either. LMTV. There it is.
Yeah,
The
that's it. That's it.
LMTV. So
That's it.
I rode in
Well,
the LMTV.
the reason why I asked is remember I told you I test drove the new Hummer H2 electric,
Hmm.
and man, that feels bigger than the Escalade.
So I don't doubt that because when I was driving the Hummer around, it felt like I was going to hit something. And I was just like, they have something called the motor pool where you go and
Hmm.
they decide which vehicle you get to use for the day, whichever one's the best maintained or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get into it and they require that you start it and that you test your lights and all that kind of stuff. That
Yeah.
process, I was about to tell my commander, like, yeah, can I just not drive? But they're like, no, you have to drive because you are the guy driving this vehicle. I'm like, what if I crash it? They're like, don't crash it. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm driving a Hummer. But yeah, no, it the Escalade reminded me, sorry, the Hummer reminded me of the Escalade, but it wasn't as
Refined.
imposingly gigantic.
Oh,
Like
yeah, yeah.
it's it was manageably huge. Like it was like I'm going to intimidate you while I'm on the road, but I'm not going to eat you
Hmm.
alive. I'm like I'm scary, but I can't actually hurt you. The Escalade,
Exactly.
like if I breathe on you, you're going to go flying off the road. That it was just night and day difference there. Now, an armored Humvee, I have not gotten to drive, but the armored Humvee does feel a lot like the Escalade did as far as just massiveness of the vehicle.
The bulk, and the sheer size and volume.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's yeah, like I said, that was my love for small cars right there. Like just you know what, maybe I need something that is, I can see out of. That would be
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. But with that being said, Jeff, is there anything else you want to talk about? You know, we're kind of running late.
Oh shoot, yeah, we are. Oh my goodness. I might have to split this into two videos. We'll see. But yeah, no, that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching us ramble about cars. If you did like this video, go ahead and do the YouTubey things. You're liking, you're subscribing.
And hit that bell for notifications. So every time we upload, you can get the notifications because I know I forget to do that myself. And I'm looking
Mhm.
like, wait, my favorite creator puts them up and I didn't get notified. Didn't hit that bell.
Shoot, I hit the bell sometimes and they still don't notify me. So you make sure you hit it
Ugh.
so that you know, and then we can, yeah, because that's going to be a thing that you need to do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Engineer. I'll catch you guys next time.
All right, we'll see you guys later.